Today, Carl Jung will show you why your psyche is screaming at you. Machiavelli will reveal the brutal truth about wasted potential. Buddha will expose the lie you're believing, and the Stoics will hand you the master key. At the end, all four sit down together, and what they reveal in that conversation changes everything. But first, we need to talk about why you're really here. Hit that like button right now if you've ever felt this way, because what comes next, you'll want to remember. The pain you're not naming. Let me guess your morning. Alarm screams. You hit snooze, not because you're tired, because there's nothing pulling you out of bed. You scroll your phone. Everyone's winning. New jobs, new relationships, new adventures. You're just existing. Here's the 24-year-old college graduate staring at Indeed at 2 p.m. in their childhood bedroom. Applied to 87 jobs, got 3 interviews, 0 offers. Their degree, the one they went $60,000 in debt for, feels like a prison sentence, not a passport to purpose. Here's the 35-year-old mid-level manager, corner office, good salary. Everyone thinks they've made it, but they're having panic attacks in the parking lot before work. Every meeting feels like cosplay. Every project feels meaningless. Success tastes like ashes. Here's the 52-year-old whose kids just left for college. 23 years of packed lunches and soccer practices and parent-teacher conferences. Now the house echoes. They look in the mirror and think, who am I when nobody needs me? Here's the 29-year-old scrolling Instagram at midnight. 6 friends got engaged this year. 4 bought houses. 3 started businesses. They're still figuring out what they want to be when they grow up. The shame is suffocating. Different ages, different circumstances, same crushing question. What's the point? And here's what makes it worse. You can't even explain it. People say, you have so much to be grateful for. They're right. You know they're right. But gratitude doesn't fill the void. Success without meaning is just expensive misery. Drop a comment right now. What does feeling lost look like for you? Let's break the silence. What Jung sees that you don't? Carl Jung leans forward. You're not lost. Your psyche is trying to save you. Wait, what? Jung spent decades studying people who looked successful but felt empty. He discovered something shocking. That ache you feel, it's not depression, it's not failure, it's your unconscious mind staging an intervention. He called it the provisional life, living as if real life hasn't started yet. You're waiting for permission, waiting for clarity, waiting for the right time. Meanwhile, your authentic self is buried under everyone else's expectations. Your parents wanted you to be stable. Your teachers wanted you to be successful. Your friends wanted you to be fun. Society wanted you to be productive. And you became a very convincing performance of what everyone else wanted. Jung says the crisis isn't the problem, it's the cure. That 3 a.m. anxiety, your shadow self demanding integration, those random interests that keep pulling your attention, breadcrumbs from your unconscious, that inexplicable anger at people living their truth, your rejected self begging to be acknowledged. Here's the tension. You can't think your way to purpose. Your rational mind is the last to know. Your dreams know. Your body knows. Your inexplicable fascinations know. The 24-year-old who keeps sketching in the margins during Zoom calls, their unconscious is screaming, create! The manager having panic attacks, their psyche is rejecting the false self they've built. The empty nest parent, their individuation process is demanding they discover who they are beyond caregiver. But here's the brutal part. Jung won't sugarcoat. Becoming yourself means disappointing people. Your purpose isn't hiding. You're hiding from it because it's terrifying. Machiavelli's cold water. Niccolo. Machiavelli slides a mirror across the table. You want the truth? You're not lost. You're comfortable. Ouch. You say you want purpose, but you want comfortable purpose. Purpose that doesn't require risk. Purpose that impresses people. Purpose with a guarantee. Machiavelli spent years watching people squander their lives waiting for perfect conditions. He has zero patience for it. The world doesn't reward noble intentions. It rewards strategic action. You know what you're interested in. You know what you're good at. But you're paralyzed by what? Fear of failure? Let me tell you about failure. Dying with your gifts still inside you. That's the only failure that matters. He leans in. You think successful people had clarity? Number. They had strategy. They assessed their resources. They identified opportunities. They made moves. They adjusted. They learned. They moved again. The college graduate waiting for the perfect job. Machiavelli would tell them to take any job in their field of interest and make themselves indispensable while building skills for the next move. The panicking manager, he'd tell them to leverage that corner office and set side projects and build escape velocity. Use the system before you leave it. The empty nest parent, he'd show them how their decades of organization, crisis management, and people skills are transferable power they're sitting on. Here's Machiavelli's gift. Purpose requires power. Not evil power, capability power, skill power, strategic power, influence power. Stop waiting for purpose to find you. Hunt it down. Test hypotheses. Fail quickly. Adjust move. Subscribe right now if this is the wake-up call you needed, because Buddha's about to flip everything again. Buddha's devastating question. Buddha sits in stillness. Then, why do you want purpose? Silence. No, seriously, why? Is it because everyone else seems to have one? Is it because you think it'll finally make you feel worthy? Is it because you believe purpose is the missing piece that'll complete you? He smiles gently. You're suffering because you're seeking purpose as another form of acquisition, another achievement, another way to prove you matter. This is the twist nobody sees coming. That 24-year-old, that manager, that parent, they're not suffering from lack of purpose. They're suffering from attachment to a specific idea of what purpose should look like. The college grad is attached to their degree, meaning something. The manager is attached to success looking a certain way. The parent is attached to being needed. Real purpose emerges when you stop grasping, when you pay attention to what's actually needed right now, when you act from compassion rather than ego. Buddha points to something radical. Maybe your purpose isn't some grand destiny. Maybe it's listening deeply to your grieving friend. Maybe it's bringing patience to a frustrated customer. Maybe it's creating one moment of beauty in a chaotic day. The person scrolling Instagram at midnight, comparing their journey to everyone else's highlight reel, they've made purpose into another competition, another way to feel less than. But here's the hope Buddha offers. Purpose isn't somewhere else. It's not locked behind achievement or recognition. It's available right now in how you engage with this moment. Stop asking, what's my purpose? Start asking, what's needed here? What can I offer? Where can I reduce suffering? The answer might not be glamorous. It might not fit on Instagram, but it'll be real. The Stoics master Key. Marcus Aurelius sets down his journal. You're asking the wrong question. You ask, what's my purpose? As if purpose is a treasure you find. Purpose isn't something you have. It's something you do. The other Stoics nod. Epictetus adds, you've spent years worrying about things outside your control, the economy, the job market, what others think, whether you'll make it. Meanwhile, the one thing you can control, your character, you've neglected. Seneca, you say you're lost because you don't know your life's grand mission, but you know what virtue is. You know what wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline look like? Start there. Purpose emerges from character, not the other way around. The Stoics offer something revolutionary. Stop waiting for clarity. Practice virtue in your current circumstances. The college graduate feeling purposeless? Their purpose today is to practice wisdom, learning, courage, applying anyway, justice, helping others in their cohort, and temperance, managing frustration. The panicking manager? Practice wisdom by recognizing what's actually in their control. Practice courage by having hard conversations. Practice justice by using their position to help others. Practice temperance by not burning everything down impulsively. The empty nest parent? Their purpose is practicing wisdom through reflection, courage by trying new things, justice through community service, temperance through patience with themselves. Marcus adds the closer, your purpose isn't dependent on circumstances. Your salary doesn't determine it. Your relationship status doesn't determine it. Your age doesn't determine it. Your purpose is to be an excellent human being right here, right now. Everything else is extra. If this is landing, smash that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The integration. Nobody teaches. Here's where it gets wild. These four masters aren't contradicting each other. They're completing each other. Jung says, discover your authentic self. But without Machiavelli's strategy, you'll stay in beautiful self-reflection without impacting reality. Machiavelli says, take strategic action. But without Jung's self-knowledge, you'll achieve things that mean nothing to your actual self. Buddha says, release attachment to outcomes. But without the Stoics' virtue framework, non-attachment becomes passivity. The Stoics say, focus on character. But without Buddha's compassion and Jung's self-knowledge, it becomes rigid performance. You need all four. The 24-year-old needs Jung to discover their authentic interests, Machiavelli to build strategy around them, Buddha to release attachment to timeline and others' approval, and the Stoics to practice excellence while building. The manager needs the Stoics to reclaim their character, Jung to understand what their panic is revealing, Buddha to stop attaching their worth to their title, and Machiavelli to strategically transition. The parent needs Jung to rediscover themselves beyond roles, Buddha to release attachment to being needed, the Stoics to practice virtue in new contexts, and Machiavelli to leverage their skills strategically. See how this works? Your actual next steps. Stop consuming. Start creating. Week 1. Jung's assignment. Journal every morning. Not what you should do. What you're actually drawn to. What makes you forget time. What pisses you off. Shadow work. What you loved before age 12. Week 2. Machiavelli's assignment. Assess resources. Skills you have. People you know. Opportunities available. Pick one small experiment. Take it. Week 3. Buddha's assignment. Meditation practice. 10 minutes daily. Watch your thoughts about purpose without judgment. Notice the grasping. Practice letting go. Week 4. Stoic assignment. Virtue audit. Rate yourself daily on wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. Focus on what you control, your responses, choices, character. Then repeat. Deeper each cycle. Drop a comment. Which week are you starting with? Let's build accountability. The round table. Your reward for staying. The moderator asks, someone's been stuck for 5 years. They're paralyzed. What's the single most important thing they need to hear? Jung. Your paralysis is information. What are you so afraid of discovering? That fear is the doorway. Walk through it. Your psyche already knows your purpose. You're just terrified of what it'll cost to live it. Machiavelli. 5 years? You've wasted him enough time. Pick something. anything in your field of interest. Test it for 90 days. You'll learn more in 90 days of strategic action than 5 years of contemplation. Movement creates clarity. Stagnation creates confusion. Buddha. The paralysis comes from thinking purpose is a permanent destination that must be perfect. What if your purpose is simply to be present and helpful today? Tomorrow will reveal tomorrow's purpose. Stop trying to solve your whole life. Solve this moment. Stoics. You're waiting for feeling certain before acting. But virtue doesn't require certainty. It requires choosing excellence now. Practice courage today. Practice wisdom today. The person who waits for perfect conditions waits forever. The person who practices virtue, regardless of conditions, becomes unshakable. Moderator. How do they know they found real purpose versus just another distraction? Jung. Real purpose energizes you even when it's difficult. Distraction entertains you until it doesn't. Purpose integrates more of who you are. Distraction fragments you. Purpose makes you more yourself. Distraction makes you perform for others. Machiavelli. Real purpose produces results. You can feel purposeful volunteering at a homeless shelter, but if you're consistently not showing up or halfway doing it, that's not your purpose. Purpose pulls consistency from you naturally. Track your actions, not your feelings. Buddha. Real purpose reduces suffering, yours and others. If your purpose is making you miserable or harming people, you're attached to an ego story. Real purpose flows from compassion and naturally includes others' well-being. Stoics. Real purpose aligns with virtue. If your purpose requires you to be dishonest, cowardly, unjust, or undisciplined, it's not purpose, it's rationalized vice. Purpose strengthens character. Everything else is costume. Moderator. Final words for someone watching this right now. Feeling that ache? Jung. The ache is your authentic self knocking. Let it in. It's scary, but it's also the most important visitor you'll ever receive. Machiavelli. Stop romanticizing the ache. Use it. Channel it. Let it fuel action. Your feelings are data, not destiny. Buddha. The ache exists because you believe purpose is something you lack. You don't lack it. You're it. You're just looking in the wrong direction. Stoics. The ache teaches you that external things can't complete you. Only virtue can. Start there. Everything else is noise. The close. You made it to the end. That means something. That ache you feel, it's not weakness, it's not failure, it's the call to adventure. Jung calls it individuation. Machiavelli calls it wasted potential demanding action. Buddha calls it the suffering that precedes awakening. The Stoics call it the discomfort before growth. You have two choices. Stay comfortable in confusion or get uncomfortable in growth. The college graduate, the manager, the parent, the midnight scroller, they're all you at different times, and they're all one decision away from transformation. Not a perfect decision, a sincere one. If this resonated, hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who choose growth. Drop a comment with one action you're taking this week. Let's witness each other's journey. Share this with someone who's stuck. It might be the thing that shifts everything. Your purpose isn't hiding. You're hiding from it. Time to stop. The Fab Four have spoken. The wisdom is delivered. The question is, what will you do with it?